small town lights on a midnight road. Mama's praying by the radio. Suits on TV talking strong and loud, but boots hit dirt when the dust comes down. Promises made from far away, every word sends them into harm's way. Maps and lines drawn in someone's hand, but it's our kids bleeding in foreign land. Before the shouting, before the pride, look in the eyes of the ones who fight. Yeah, pray for the soldiers standing tall when the mighty rise and the young ones fall. They give their strength, they give their lives while power talks and truth survives. Pray for the soldiers night and day. They're the ones who always pay. Pickup trucks and Friday nights, high school dreams and stars and stripes. Now it's helmets, letters, home, counting days till they're back alone. You can't run the world without pushback pain. Every action brings a hurricane. War ain't numbers, it ain't a game. It's folded flags and whispered names. Before you choose the road of fire, kneel down first and pray harder. Pray for the soldiers' hearts of steel, still flesh and blood they still feel. They stand the line, they take the blame, while leaders argue who's to blame. Pray for the soldiers, hear them pray. They're the ones who always pay. Steel guitar cries like a midnight train. Electric strings scream the weight of pain. No red or blue in a foxhole deep, just brothers swearing their souls to keep. Pray for the soldiers brave and true, for everyone who never knew if they'd make it home to open doors or be a name on marble floors. Pray for the soldiers strong and torn, may they all see another dawn. Church bells ring, candles glow, from back roads to the Superdome. No matter politics or blame, protect the ones who fight in our name. Red, white, blue on the evening news. Maps with arrows, headlines choose. Another country, another line, drawn in a room nowhere near the front line. They say freedom, they say peace, but every promise comes with a price increase. Mothers praying, boots on sand, another flag in another land. They talk in boardrooms polished and clean, never hear the sound of a war machine, never look a soldier in the eye when they sign their name and say comply. Is it freedom or is it all tonight? Is it justice or another fight? Can you run a country from a desk and a phone and not face the fire when the truth comes home? Venezuela cries, America roar. What are we really fighting for? Caracas streets, shadows and fear, families praying, tanks don't appear, sanctions bite, hunger grows while the rich stay warm and the poor feel cold. They say regime, they say control, but every empire writes the same old scroll. History whispers if you listen close. Power always comes with blowback blows. You can't own a nation like a piece of land. You can't rule hearts with an iron hand. Push too hard and the world will fight back. Every action leaves a crack. Is it freedom or is it oil tonight? Is it justice or another fight? Can you rule a land with no recourse shown and act surprised when the seeds are sown? Venezuela bleeds, America prays. Soldiers pay for the choices made before we open another door. Tell me what we're really fighting for. Pray for the soldiers, sons and daughters, caught in the crossfire of oil and power. Pray for the people on both sides of the line, used like chips in a high-stakes game of time. If we don't learn, we repeat the past. Every empire thinks it'll be the last. Is it freedom or is it oil tonight? Truth or money in neon light? You can't run the world without pushback pain. Every throne shakes, every chain breaks. Venezuela stands, America too. We're more than headlines, more than crude. Before we send one soldier more, ask what we're really fighting for. Yeah, ask the ones who bleed, not the ones who sign.
All right. The end of that was just music, so we're just gonna get started. Listen, I realize this is a tough subject for some people. Politics is always a tough subject, but I'm gonna say what I feel and how I feel about this. I haven't slept all night. Been watching this for a minute now. And I can't help but to ask myself, what are we doing? What are we doing? You know, I remember as a young child, my dad had all these stickers on his vehicle that had Mickey Mouse flipping off Iran, saying, "Hey, Iran," you know, and my dad was in the Air Force. My dad fought in the Vietnam War. My dad was stationed in Guam. Okay. My problem is I didn't agree with the Iraq War either. Let me get that out there. I did not agree with the Iraq War. I don't know why we're sending our soldiers over to fight other people's things, but this is different. This thing in Venezuela is different. And the reason I say it's different. Okay, so we started by saying that we're going to stop the drugs from coming to America, right? That's what they said. That's what Trump said. We're going to stop the drugs from coming to America. So we started blowing up ships, right? Great. I had no problem with them blowing up ships. People's bringing drugs here, blow them the fuck up. Then we started confiscating their tankers with oil on it. Okay. Last I counted, we had 3. In my opinion, this is how I feel. That's not good enough. We want all their fucking oil. And that's what I think's going on. That's in my heart. That's what I feel like's going on. Jane is very sensitive. Her son is military. Jane is from the UK. Jane's son has 10 days and he comes home. Jane's son's been fighting in the Russia-Ukraine war. She's ready for her son to come home. So yes, she's very sensitive. And I don't blame her. I do not blame her. Okay, girly girl, much love to you. Listen, I'm just going to say it to everybody. I'm glad everybody's here. Nola, you said this is your first time. Love having you. Nobody offended anybody that I knew of. I just knew this was going to be a touchy subject, okay? And yes, I voted for Trump, okay? I did. But I didn't agree with them letting the Christies out of prison either and then not having to pay their damn tax bill. So there's things that Trump's doing that I don't agree with. And could this be World War III? Because it damn well could be. If anybody thinks that Venezuela is just going to let us take over their country and run it, you need to wake the fuck up. Because that's not what's going to happen. If you remember, we went to Iraq to help them straighten shit out, and it was a nightmare, okay? And now we're going to go take over Venezuela, and we're going to run Venezuela? Oh, hell. And you don't think we're going to get backlash on that? And it's going to affect every country. Absolutely every country. That's how I feel about it. But I'm going to play what Trump said, and I'm going to play what they said. Listen, a lot of people, Noel, you just got up. You might not have seen this. Jane, you don't have to be sorry. I know how sensitive you are, and I know how much you want your son home, and I want your son home. I get it. I don't think Nola took it personally at all. I don't think she took it personally at all. And listen, a lot of people are not seeing what's going on here, and maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I got it wrong, but I don't think I got it wrong. Because when you hear them talk in their press conference today from Mar-a-Lago, they start talking about the oil and shit. So I'm going to play that so that everybody can hear it. Everybody can hear it. Again, I voted for Trump. Am I okay with sending our soldiers or any country soldiers to war again? I'm not okay with it. And if we're doing it because we want all the oil, I'm not okay with that either. I'm not okay with it. I think it's wrong. Yeah, a lot of people don't pay attention. Listen, I do pay attention. Coming from a military background, I definitely pay attention. Nola says, I'm good. I want peace everywhere. Even America needs peace. Everybody needs peace. Yeah, and it's going to affect everybody. Like, I am so passionate about this. I'm so angry about this. And listen, if you don't think the same way I think, it's okay. I'm not going to be angry with you. Just know I'm angry at this situation. We lost a lot of souls over in Iraq, okay? And now we're going to go take a country over? This is not going to work out well for anybody. I want to cry. This is not going to work out well for anybody. Send Trump's kids over there. Put them in the military. Let them fight. See, that's the problem. He ain't got kids fighting in the military. Hell, none of them people's got anybody fighting in the military. And they're the ones making our fucking decisions. And we can't have it. We voted them in. They got to listen to us. I love you too, Noel. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm very passionate about this. Listen, me and Rick are not even on the same page. So if that tells you anything, we need to stop being greedy. Absolutely. I mean, think about it. We were blowing up the ships because they were smuggling drugs. Then we started confiscating the ships that had all the oil on it. Now we're just going to take over their whole fucking country. Yeah, it's not okay. Okay, let me play this so I can shut up for a minute. I'm gonna play this. I don't know if anybody else took it the way I took it, but that news conference, to me, all I saw is greed, greed, greed. That's all I saw. Jay Thomas, it's always good to see you too. Rock, I think you have it correct. This is how I see it. You know, Nola says I'm angry too. And yes, and Jane has every right to be angry too. Her son didn't come home for Christmas. He gets out of the military in 10 days. And this comes out. It's just not okay. Not okay. It's going to affect everybody. And I'm sure if it comes down to it and we do end up in a World War III and they do start recruiting people to the military, do you think Trump's going to send his kids? Because I can bet you he probably ain't.
Tendency was used to launch.
I'll shut up now for a minute.
Mr. President. Okay, thank you very much. This is big stuff. We appreciate you being here. Late last night and early today, at my direction, the United States Armed Forces conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela. Overwhelming American military power, air, land, and sea, was used to launch a spectacular assault. And it was an assault like people have not seen since World War II. It was a force against a heavily fortified military fortress in the heart of Caracas to bring outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro to justice. This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence in American history. And if you think about it, we've done some other good ones, like the attack on Soleimani, the attack on al-Baghdadi, and the obliteration and decimation of the Iran nuclear sites just recently in an operation known as Midnight Hammer, all perfectly executed and done. No nation in the world could achieve what America achieved yesterday, or frankly, in just a short period of time. All Venezuelan military capacities were rendered perilous as the men and women of our military, working with U.S. law enforcement, successfully captured Maduro in the dead of night. It was dark. The lights of...
Hold on, I want to say this. I don't have a problem with taking that president. You know, it seems like to me they had an election, the lady won, and this president did what they did here, in my opinion, and rigged it, okay? And then he wouldn't leave. I don't have a problem with that. Bring him over, throw him in prison, whatever you got to do. My problem is going to war. You'll see here where they talk about how they are going to go run Venezuela, not help Venezuelans run Venezuela. USA is going to go run Venezuela. What the fuck? Like, seriously? Jane says, I'm afraid for my children and my grandkids, Nola. Me too. Me too. I'm a pain in the ass, Elio, Nola. I just get very pissed off, even with your country, Nola. Listen, I get pissed off with our country too. Again, Iraq was a war that we should have never been in. Lost a lot of souls there. And if we think that Venezuelans are going to allow us to go take over their country, we're crazy. And I had somebody say that Venezuelan was a shit country anyway. Well, that could be it, but it's their country. It's not ours. It's theirs.
Caracas were largely turned off due to a certain expertise that we have. It was dark and it was deadly. But captured along with his wife, Celia Flores, both of whom now face American justice. Maduro and Flores have been indicted in the Southern District of New York, Jay Clayton, for their campaign of deadly narco-terrorism against the United States and its citizens. I want to thank the men and women of our military who achieved such an extraordinary success overnight with breathtaking speed, power, precision, and competence. You rarely see anything like it. You've seen some raids in this country that didn't go so well. They were an embarrassment. If you look back to Afghanistan, or if you look back to the Jimmy Carter days, they were different days. We're a respected country again, like never before. These highly trained warriors operating in collaboration with U.S. law enforcement caught them in a very ready position. They were waiting for us. They knew we had many ships out in the sea just sort of waiting. They knew we were coming. So they were in a ready, what's called a ready position. But they were completely overwhelmed and very quickly incapacitated. If you would have seen what I saw last night, you would have been very impressed. I'm not sure that you'll ever get to see it, but it was an incredible thing to see. Not a single American service member was killed, and not a single piece of American equipment was lost. We had many helicopters, many planes, many people involved in that fight. But think of that, not one piece of military equipment was lost, not one service member was, more importantly, killed. The United States military is the strongest and most fearsome military on the planet by far. With capabilities and skills our enemies can scarcely begin to.
So I gotta say this because I just have to say it. Do you think China and Russia's gonna sit back and let us take all this oil and become more of a powerhouse? Like, you really think they're gonna let that happen? Because I don't think so.
Imagine we have the best equipment anywhere in the world. There's no equipment like what we have, and you see that even if you just look at the boats. You know, we've knocked out 97% of the drugs coming in by sea. 90%. Each boat.
And I was okay with that. I was okay with knocking out them ships. If they're bringing drugs, blow them the fuck up. And honestly, I was okay with them taking the tankers with all the oil on it. I'm not okay with them taking over the whole country. Seems just crazy.
Boat kills 25, on average, 25,000 people. We knocked out 97%. And those drugs mostly come from a place called Venezuela. We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. So we don't want to be involved.
Well, Nola, no offense to you, but he is the fucking president, okay? You don't have to fucking listen to him. He is the president. He's the head dog. So, reading from a script or not, he's the president.
With having somebody else get in, and we have the same situation that we had for the last long
Greed.
period of
Yes.
years.
Seems like greed to me.
So we
too.
are going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. And it has to be judicious because that's what we're all about. We want peace, liberty, and justice for the great people of Venezuela. And that includes many from Venezuela.
Okay, we wanted that for Iraq too, right? Look where that got us. We wanted the same thing for Iraq.
That are now living in the United States and want to go back to their country. It's their homeland. We can't take a chance that somebody else takes over Venezuela that doesn't have the good of the Venezuelan people in mind.
Wait a minute. Really? Because you're wanting the oil. Let's get down to what we really want. They're wanting the oil, right? What it seems like.
Decades.
And we don't want anybody else to go there faster. Listen, Russia is huge. China is very advanced with their military too. So is North Korea. Like, anybody that don't think that this couldn't cause a war, what am I seeing wrong?
Of that. We're not going to let that happen. We're there now, and what people don't understand, but they understand as I say this, we're there now, but we're going to stay until such time as the proper transition can take place. So we're going to stay until such time as we're going to run it essentially until such time as a proper transition can take place. As everyone knows, the oil business in Venezuela has been a bust, a total bust for a long period of time. They were pumping almost nothing by comparison to what they could have been pumping and what could have taken place. We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money for the country. And we are ready to stage a second and much larger attack if we need to do so. So we were prepared to do a second wave if we needed to do so. We actually assumed that a second wave would be necessary, but now it's probably not. The first wave, if you'd like to call it that, the first attack was so successful, we probably don't have to do a second, but we're prepared to do a second wave, a much bigger wave, actually. This was pinpoint, but we have a much bigger wave that probably won't have to do. This partnership of Venezuela with the United States of America, a country that everybody wants to be involved with because of what we were able to do and accomplish, will make the people of Venezuela rich, independent, and safe. And it will also make the many, many people from Venezuela that are living in the United States extremely happy. They suffered. They suffered. So much was taken from them. They're not going to suffer anymore. The illegitimate dictator Maduro was the kingpin of a vast criminal network responsible for trafficking colossal amounts of deadly and illicit drugs into the United States, as alleged in the indictment.
You have your opinion. I'm not mad at your opinion, but I don't feel that way. I feel like we went into Iraq, did all that shit, lost a lot of lives, and now we're taking over oil. Like, just don't seem right.
He personally oversaw the vicious cartel known as Cartel de las Solis, which flooded our nation with lethal poison, responsible for the deaths of countless Americans, the many, many Americans. Hundreds of thousands over the years of Americans died because of him. Maduro and his wife will soon face the full might of American justice and stand trial on American soil. On a ship they'll be heading to, ultimately, New York. And then a decision will be made, I assume, between New York and Miami or Florida.
It's crazy. It's crazy that nobody saw that. I can't see them on my phone. But as you see, I clicked on their comment. Nobody deleted them. Nobody removed them. I can't explain that.
But we have
Maybe it's Trump's office. Fuck, I don't know.
People where the overwhelming evidence of their crimes will be presented in a court of law. And I've seen it. I've seen what we have. It's
And that comment, we're taking back our country. Venezuela is not our country. That's their country.
both hots down to almost nothing. And we've only been there for 2.5 weeks. Can't imagine why governors wouldn't want us to help. We also helped, as you know, in Chicago. Then crime went down a little bit there. We did a very small help because we had no working ability with the governor. The governor was a disaster and the mayor was a disaster, but it knocked down crime. But we're pulling out of there. When they need us, we'll know. You'll know. You'll be writing about it. And likewise, Los Angeles, where we saved Los Angeles early on, where the head of the police department made a statement that if the federal government didn't come in, we would have lost Los Angeles. That's long after the fires. That's when they had the riots in Los Angeles. We did a great job. Got no credit for it whatsoever, but that's
okay. I got to stop it here too. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to quit stopping it. Okay. So you're worried about Los Angeles, President Trump? Why are we not taking care of the USA right now? Let's take care of the USA. Why are we sending our soldiers over to what's possibly going to be a war?
That's okay. It doesn't matter. We don't need the credit. But we'll be pulling out when they need us. They'll call, or we'll go back if we have to. We'll go back. But we did a great job in various cities. But the place that we're very proud of is Washington, D.C., because it's our nation's capital. We took it from being a crime-ridden mess to being one of the safest cities in the country.
Exactly. The USA, we have our own problems right here stateside. We got our own problems. You are correct. Drugs, illegal voting machines. Buckle up. The truth is coming. I'm glad you came in. Appreciate it. But
the gangs that they sent raped, tortured, and murdered American women and children. They were in all of the cities I mentioned. Tren de Aragua. and they were sent by Maduro to terrorize our people. And now Maduro will never again be able to threaten an American citizen or anybody from Venezuela. There will no longer be threats. For years, I've highlighted the stories of those innocent Americans whose lives were so heartlessly robbed by this Venezuelan terrorist organization. Really one of the worst. One of the worst. They say the worst. Americans like 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungary from Houston. Beautiful Jocelyn Nungary. What happened to her? They, as you know, they kidnapped, assaulted, and murdered by Tren de Aragua animals. They murdered Jocelyn and left her dead under the bridge. There was a bridge that will never be the same to so many people after seeing what happened. As I've said many times, the Maduro regime emptied out their prisons, sent their worst and most violent monsters into the United States to steal American lives. And they came from mental institutions and insane asylums. They came from prisons and jails. The reason I say both, they sound similar. Actually, prisons, a little bit more hostile, a little bit tougher. A mental institution isn't as tough as an insane asylum, but we got them both. They sent from their mental institutions. They sent from their jails, prisons. They were drug dealers. They were drug kingpins. They sent
Exactly. I mean, look at Aurora, Colorado. A lot of Venezuelans there. They took over that whole apartment complex. They just had several deaths on New Year's. We got so many problems right here in our own country. Like, let's get our country straightened out.
everybody bad into the United States, but no longer. And we have now a border where nobody gets through. In addition, Venezuela unilaterally seized and stole American oil, American assets, and American platforms, costing us billions and billions of dollars.
Wait till you hear Pete talk.
They did this a while ago, but we never had a president that did anything about it. They took all of our property. It was our property. We built it. And we never had a president that decided to do anything about it. Instead,
Now, I do got to say this because, I don't want anybody to think that, how'd we get striked? I'll bring it back. Let's give it a minute. No. No, they struck my stream. It shouldn't be that long. I took the other off. Fox News. Fox News. Okay, can you guys hear me? I'm back. Can you guys hear me? Hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, they don't want us talking about it. I'm doing what everybody else does, and I'm doing Fox Fox News. Hold on, Journey's coming up from downstairs. Yeah, it took a little longer than it usually does. And you know what? I'm going to do it again. I want you guys to hear Pete. I want you guys to hear Pete. This is not okay. And you know what? We're going to still talk about it. I really just don't care. I mean, the Wall Street Journal talked about it. Dallas talked about it. We're not the only ones fucking talking about it. And you can bet they didn't get striked. Right? Okay. We're gonna go to a different one. I'll just pull a different one. That's just crazy. This is for entertainment purposes, and we're learning. Okay, we're learning. Okay, let's see what else I can find here. Let me get that off of there. And I want you guys to hear Pete talk. None of this seems right. None of it seems right. All these other people can stream this, but we can't. What the fuck? Look at the people in the background.
A short period of time. Have been.
Hold on. I'm going to do it a little different, guys. Give me just a second. I'm going to do it a little different. So just give me a minute. It's going to sound a little different, but I'm going to play it off my phone. So give me just a second. Okay. And I'll just catch it up and you guys can watch it. But let me see here. I did 21 News. Here it is. Okay.
Narco-terrorism against the United States and its citizens. I want to thank the men and women of our military who achieved such an extraordinary success overnight with breathtaking speed, power, precision, and competence. You rarely see anything like it. You've seen some raids in this country that didn't go so well. They were an embarrassment. If you look back to Afghanistan or if you look back to the Jimmy Carter days, they were different days. We're a respected country again, like never before. These highly trained warriors operating in
He does look uncomfortable.
US law enforcement
looks very uncomfortable.
Very ready position. They were waiting for us. They knew we had many ships out.
I'm going to fast forward this. I want you guys to hear what Pete has to say.
But the place that we're...
All of them in the background. The way all of them are looking. Look at all of them back there. Hold on. I want to make sure we get the good parts in here. When he spoke, I'm going to skip to all this. I want you guys to hear what Pete has to say. Hold on. Okay. Now let me get him on here on my phone.
An attack.
Thank you, Mr. President. Finally, a commander-in-chief who respects and the American people deserve. As the president said, words can barely capture the bravery and the power and the precision of this historic operation. A massive joint military and law enforcement raid flawlessly executed by the greatest Americans our country has to offer. American warriors are second to none, the best in the world and the best of our country. What all of us witnessed last night was sheer guts and grit gallantry, and glory of the American warrior. I'm simply humbled by such men. And I tip my hat to our chairman.
I agree. Look at Marco too. Look at all of them.
Stood watch last night. Our warriors are the elite of America.
Ridiculous.
Again, President Trump has your back. No other country on planet Earth, and it's not even close, could pull this kind of operation off. And no other president has ever shown.
You know, when Bush was in and he was ready to take action, but we lost a lot of lives here. We had the 911. We lost a lot of lives. We had a reason to retaliate. Why we're doing this, I don't know.
This kind of leadership, courage, and resolve, the most powerful combination the world has ever seen. As the president said, our adversaries remain on notice. America can project our will anywhere, anytime. The coordination, the stealth, the lethality, the precision, the very long arm of American justice, all on full display in the middle of the night. Nicolas Maduro had his chance, just like Iran had their chance, until they didn't and until he didn't.
Okay, let's stop for this minute. What about the lady that supposedly won that election? Why is she not? Why is the USA going there to run that country? What about the lady that supposedly won the election? Why is she not running?
President Trump is deadly serious about stopping the flow of gangs and violence to our country. Deadly serious about.
Wait a minute. Isn't that why we stopped the borders? Isn't that why we stopped the borders?
Stopping the flow of drugs and poison to our people. Deadly serious about getting back the oil that was stolen from us. And
let me tell you this too. So my friend with Balls and Buds, he's from Puerto Rico. He said that they stopped all flights to Puerto Rico. If he wanted to go home, he couldn't because of this.
Western Hemisphere. This is about the safety, security, freedom, and prosperity of the American people. This is America first. This is peace through strength. And the
How
United
is it
States
peace?
War Department
I don't understand how it's peace.
to help deliver it. Welcome to 2026, and under President Trump, America is back.
Back for what?
Now, our chairman
To send our soldiers to war again?
More details about that. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Thank you, Mr. President, and good morning. Last night, on the order of the President of the United States, and in support of a request from the Department of Justice, as the President said, the United States military conducted an apprehension mission in Caracas, Venezuela, to bring to justice two indicted persons, Nicolas and Cecilia Maduro. This operation, known as Operation Absolute Resolve, was discreet, precise, and conducted during the darkest hours of January 2nd, and was the culmination of months of planning
Hold
and
on.
rehearsal.
And why are we not just okay with getting the president out there? We got the president from over there. We got his wife. Okay? We got him. Let the lady that supposedly won run our country. Why do we have to? I don't understand it. Why do we have to run this country for them? It's making no sense. Okay, here we go. We're going to keep going. And they talk about the oil in here a lot.
An operation that, frankly, only the United States military can undertake. What I'd like to do this morning is talk to you through some of the preparation and the details without compromising any of our tactics, techniques, and procedures. There is always a chance that we'll be tasked to do this type of mission again. Our interagency work began months ago and built on decades of experience of integrating complex air, ground, space, and maritime operations. While the past 2 decades have honed the skills
Keith.
of our special operations forces, this particular mission required every component of our joint force, with soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Guardians working in unison with our intelligence agency partners and law enforcement teammates in an unprecedented operation. We leveraged our
Not only that, let me say this. We don't even take care of our veterans, okay? We got so many out there homeless. We don't even take good care of our veterans. And we expect them, our children, our grandchildren, to go over here and fight to take this country over. And we don't even protect them when they come home. We don't even take care of them when they come home.
Matched intelligence capabilities and our years of experience in hunting terrorists. And we could not have done this mission without the incredible work by various intelligence agencies.
But why does the mission keep
CIA,
going?
NSA, and NGA. We watched, we waited,
It's not just a mission. You guys are keeping going. You're going to go take over to that whole country.
we prepared, we remained patient and professional. This mission was meticulously planned, drawing lessons from decades of missions over the last.
Do you guys remember when Trump was going to go take over Greenland? I mean, I just feel like this is about the oil. It's about minerals. It's about all that.
Many years, decades.
It's not about the drugs.
Last many years. This was an audacious
It's not about the gangs.
operation that only the United States could do. It required the utmost of precision and integration within our joint force. And the word integration.
Listen, I'm
does
proud of
not
our military,
explain the
okay?
sheer complexity of
I'm
such
proud of our
mission.
military.
An
But for
extraction
fuck's sake, how big is
so
Russia?
precise
How big is
it
North
involved
Korea?
more than
How big is
150
China?
aircraft launched
And we're the
across
only
Western
ones that can do
Hemisphere
this?
in close coordination, all coming together.
I
in
love our
time and
military.
place to
I don't
layer
love them dying
events
for nothing.
for a single purpose: to get an interdiction force into downtown Caracas while maintaining.
Yeah, what happened to the
element of
Greenland deal?
tactical surprise. Failure of one component of this well-oiled machine would have
Thanks,
endangered
Dan.
the entire mission, and failure is never an option for America's joint force.
You know,
Those in the air.
I'm going to say this, and I'm sure justified, and I'm sure her husband's watching right now. They joined the military so that we can have our freedoms, okay? And if they get told that they got to go fight, they're not going to ask questions. They're going to go fight, okay? That's what they signed up for. But why would we send our military groups over there to basically what's going to be a World War III maybe? Why would we even do that?
Over Caracas last
It's
night.
not the soldiers that's going to be complaining because they signed up for it. But did they really sign up to go to war?
Were willing to give their lives for those on the ground and in the helicopters. Let me talk a little bit about the preparation. After months of work by our intelligence teammates to find Maduro and understand how he moved, where he
Yeah, that
lived,
was the mission. We
where
got
he
him.
traveled,
We got him and his wife.
what he wore, what were his pets. In early December, our force was set pending a series of aligned events. Key was choosing the
That's
right
right, Key.
day to minimize the potential for civilian harm and maximize the element of surprise and minimize the harm to the indicted personnel. So as the president said, they could be brought to justice.
So, President Trump and everybody up there, if you have sons and they're over 18, they need to be in the fucking military. Send them, okay? Send them. When it starts hitting you at home, you'll start thinking twice about it. Send them too. Get old Barron out there. Get all of them out there. Sign them up.
And as the president said earlier today, weather in Venezuela is always a factor this time of the year. And over the weeks through Christmas and New Year's, the men and women of the United States military sat ready, patiently waiting for the right triggers to be met and the president to order us into action. Last night, the weather broke just enough, clearing a path that only the most skilled aviators in the world could maneuver through. Ocean, mountain, low cloud ceilings, but when tasked with a mission, this organization does not quit.
See how weird they look when we tell them we're sending their fucking sons. Sorry. They have to enlist, and we're sending them to protect us all. Send them in. Listen, all the senators, all the congressmen, the president, all of you guys that's got sons or you got son-in-laws, send them fucking in.
At 10:46 p.m. Eastern,
If you really, if
last
that's what
night,
you
the
really care
president
about,
ordered
send
the
them
United
in.
States military to move forward with this mission. He said to us, and we appreciate it, Mr. President, good luck and Godspeed. And those words were transmitted to the entire joint
Okay.
force.
Let me tell you this. I can guarantee you, People don't like Trump. People didn't like Biden. Okay. I didn't like Biden. But if you'd have told me, I'm going to go really hard. Okay. If you'd have told me that the North Korean president was going to be running the USA, I'd have said, fuck no. Right? When you said that, they had a lady elected. It's their country. Why can't we help them? Okay. But why are we running it? Why are we taking over?
Over the course of the night, aircraft began launching from 20 different bases on land and sea across the Western Hemisphere. In total, more than 150 aircraft, bombers, fighters, intelligence, reconnaissance, surveillance, rotary wing were in the air last night.
Listen, I can't believe, honestly, I can't believe that other countries are agreeing to this. I really don't believe China's agreeing to it. I don't believe Russia's agreeing to it. I don't believe that for a minute. That's why I said feels like a World War III to me.
Of hours of experience were airborne. Our youngest crew member was 20, and our oldest crew member was 49. And there's simply no match for American military might. As the night began, the helicopters took off with the extraction force, which included.
I don't know where the comments are coming from, but they're welcome in here.
At 100 feet above the water. As they approached,
I'm only streaming to YouTube.
The United States began layering different effects provided by Spacecom, Cybercom, and other members of the interagency to create a pathway. Overhead, those forces were protected by aircraft from the United States Marine.
Not only do we got animals that need saved, we got fucking veterans that need saved. We got veterans that was in Iraq war. In all of our wars, we got veterans that need saved. They need help. No, let's just get some more involved. Let's get some more that we're not going to help when it's all said and done. Or that they're going to get left over there and get shot because they get left. Leave all of our damn military there.
The United States Navy, the United States Air Force, and the Air National Guard. The force included F-22s, F-35s, F-18s, EA-18s, E-2s, B-1 bombers, and other support aircraft, as well as numerous remotely piloted drones. As the force began to approach Caracas, the Joint Air Component began dismantling and disabling the air defense systems in Venezuela.
So somebody explain to me. So we went there to get the president and his wife, okay, and bring them here and put them in prison, okay? But now we're going to take over their country and we're going to run it. We're going to get the oil. What? How did we go from going and kidnapping the president and his wife over there and bringing them back here to now taking over? None of it makes sense to me.
Deploying weapons to ensure the safe passage of the helicopters into the target area. The goal of our air component was, and always will be to protect the helicopters and the
You're right, Dan. You're right.
And get them to the target and get them home. As the force crossed the last point of...
Listen, I'm going to say this too. Look at the weather that we got right now. Never, I'm 57 years old. Have I ever seen Christmas Day 70 fucking degrees ever? Okay. So we're altering our weather. Okay. My husband thinks I'm crazy about that too, but somehow we're altering our weather too. Let's take care of what we're living right here before we start going across the ocean and taking over our whole country.
Terrain where they've been hiding in the clutter. We assessed that we had maintained totally.
I watch X too.
As the helicopter force ingressed towards the objective at low level, we arrived at Maduro's compound at 1:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 2:01 a.m. Caracas local time. And the apprehension force descended into Maduro's compound and moved with speed, precision, and discipline towards their objective. And isolated the area to ensure the safety and security
because X ain't censored
while apprehending the indicted persons. On arrival into the target area, the helicopters came under fire, and they replied with that fire with overwhelming force and self-defense. One of our aircraft was hit, but
not in Kansas. You didn't. Never 80 degrees that I can ever remember.
And that aircraft remained flyable during the rest of the mission. As the operation unfolded at the compound, our air and ground intelligence teams provided real-time updates to the ground force, ensuring those forces could safely navigate the complex environment without unnecessary risk. The force remained protected by overhead tactical aviation. Maduro and his wife, both indicted.
I got it. Sorry about that. I did that. I did mute it.
The force successfully exfiltrated and returned to their afloat launch.
Let me tell you what he said. He just said how the president and his wife over there gave themselves up, blah, 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 blah. They're just trying to blow smoke up our ass. And sorry, I muted it.
Bases, and the force was over the water at 3:29 a.m. Eastern Standard
Listen, I do want to stop this. I want to remind everybody that we love Jane. Jane is from the UK. Her son's got 10 days left in the military. He's been fighting the Russia-Ukraine war. She wants her son home. And if anybody thinks that this what we're doing now over in Venezuela, taking over that country, is not going to cause world wars and cause other countries like Jane's son to have to fight, I see why she's so upset.
with indicted persons on board, and both Maduro and his wife were embarked aboard the USS Iwo Jima. In closing,
Smoke that cigarette, love.
Is a powerful demonstration of America's joint force. We think, we develop, we train, we rehearse, we debrief, we rehearse again and again, not to get it right, but to ensure that we cannot get it wrong. Our jobs are to integrate combat power so when the order comes, we can deliver overwhelming force at the time and the place of our choosing against any foe anywhere in the world. I am immensely proud today of our joint force and filled with gratitude to represent them here today. There is simply no mission too difficult for these incredible professionals and the families that stand by them and support them. As we stand here this morning, our forces remain in the region at a high state of readiness, prepared to project power, defend themselves, and our interests in the region. This operation is a testament to the dedication and unwavering commitment to justice and our resolve to hold accountable those who threaten peace and stability. In closing, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to the brave men and women who executed this mission. Their courage and tireless commitment to our nation are what makes us strong. Thank you, Mr. Secretary, and thank you, Mr. President.
Well, I don't have much to add to what you've heard now, other than the following points. Nicolas Maduro was indicted in 2020 in the United States. He is not the legitimate president of Venezuela. That's not just us saying it. The first Trump administration, the Biden administration, the second Trump administration, none of those three recognize him. He's not recognized by the European Union and multiple countries around the world. He is a fugitive of American justice with a $50 million reward.
You're fine, Liz. We appreciate you.
And,
It's just really weird, Liz, because I'm only doing YouTube, and I got you on StreamYard, but nobody else can see you. That's the only thing that they were saying. They can't even see your comments unless I put it on the screen. But you're welcome here.
But I want to be clear about one thing. Nicolas Maduro had multiple opportunities to witness. He was provided multiple very, very, very generous offers and chose instead to act like a robber, chose instead to play around. And the result is what we saw tonight. The other message here is the following. You have a guy, like many people around the world that like to play games, you have a guy who decides he's going to invite Iran into his country. He's going to do the confiscation of American oil companies. He's going to flood our country with gang members.
Oh, you can see that person now? Okay. Thank you, guys.
basically likes to play games all the time and thinks nothing's going to happen. And I hope what people now understand is that we have a president, 47th president of the United States, is not a game player.
I couldn't see it on my phone either, the comments.
He's going to tell you he's going to address a problem. He means it. He actions it. I can tell you, I've watched this process now for 14, 15 years, been around it. Everybody talks. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. When I get there, I'm going to do this, I'm going to take. This is a president of action. Like, I don't understand yet how they haven't figured this out. And now, if you don't know, now you know. Because this is the way it's going to play out. And I think people need to understand.
Where is this guy?
This is not a president that just talks and does letters and press conferences. You know, if he says he's serious about something, he means it.
I don't like him either.
And this is something that was a direct threat to the national interest of the United States, and the president addressed it. There's a president of peace, by the way. I told you what I just said earlier. This guy had multiple opportunities to find his way somewhere else and figure out another. He could have been living somewhere else right now, very happy.
But
instead, he
listen,
wanted to
you
so now, you know,
Okay.
other sets of problems.
so this is what you call gaslighting right here. Okay, this is gaslighting. They're going to keep trying to keep our focus on this president and his wife. Okay, but they're going to try to put it under the rug of us taking over that country and running that country.
And but I think the message here should be for the world. But the president doesn't go out looking for people to pick fights with. He's not generally wants to get along with everybody. We'll talk and meet with anybody, but don't play games. Don't play games with this president because it's not going to turn out. And so I hope that I guess.
It's not like the President Trump can run again.
Mr. President. Mr. President. Mr. President.
He can piss us all off.
You said that the U.S.
Can't
is
run
going to
again.
run Venezuela. So who's in power right now?
We're going to be running it with a group, and we're going to make sure it's run properly. We're going to rebuild the oil infrastructure, which will cost billions of dollars. It'll be paid for by the oil companies directly. They will be reimbursed for what they're doing, but it's going to be paid. And we're going to get the oil flowing the way it should be. As you know, it's just a minor flow. It's actually a minor flow for what they have. But we're going to run it properly. We're going to make sure the people of Venezuela are taken care of. We're going to make sure the people that were
And we're going to get that fucking oil. Let's get that oil.
are also taken care of.
Mr. President.
Does the U.S. running the country mean that U.S. troops will be on the ground? How will that work?
Well, you know, they always say boots on the ground. Also, we're not afraid of boots on the ground if we have to. We had boots on the ground last night at a very high level, actually. We're not afraid of it.
We had lots of
We don't
ships
mind
there
saying
too.
But we're going to make sure that that country is run properly. We're not doing this in vain. This is a very dangerous attack. This is an attack that could have gone very, very badly. Could have gone very badly. Could have lost a lot of people last night. We could have lost a lot of dignity. We could have lost a lot of equipment. The equipment is less important. But
Sorry, I scared you. I wasn't trying to scare you.
and we're going to make sure.
Tell you,
that
Rick
this
should
is
be scared of
proper.
me right now,
We're there now.
making his little comments in
Ready
there.
to go again if we have to. We're going to run the country right. It's going to be run very judiciously, very fairly. It's going to make a lot of money. We're going to give money to the people. We're going to reimburse people that were taken advantage of. We're going to take care of everybody. It's very important.
I did yell oil because I feel it's all about the oil.
We built that whole industry there, and they just took it over like we were nothing. We had a president that decided not to do anything about it. So
Hold
we did
on.
something about it.
I want to play that again. You guys got to hear that again. We built that oil over there.
Judiciously, very fairly. It's going to make a lot of money. We're going to give money to the people. We're going to reimburse people that were taken advantage of. We're going to take care of everybody. It's very important. We couldn't let them get away with it. You know, they stole we built that whole industry there, and they just took it over like we were nothing. And we had a president that decided not to do anything about it.
We're glad to have you, Liz. It's all right, love.
We did something about it. We're late, but we did something about it. Yeah.
Mr. President, can you explain the exact mechanism by which you're going to run the country? Are you going to designate a U.S. official
Yes,
to coordinate?
it's
Can
all
you just
being done right now. Designating people, talking to people, we're designating various people, and we're going to let you know who those people are.
What's the group you mentioned that would run Venezuela?
Well, it's largely going to be for a period of time of the people that are standing right behind me. We're going to be running it. We're going to be bringing it back. It's a dead, I talk about a dead country. a year and a half ago, we were a dead country. Now
They didn't even move the camera
this
to
country
Trump.
doing
It's not on
well.
Trump, him talking.
A country doing better than any country anywhere in the world. And it required leadership. Venezuela has a lot of bad people in there, a lot of bad people that shouldn't be leading. We're not going to take a chance at one of those people take over for Maduro. So you can look at, and others, we have fantastic people, including people in the military. So we're going to have a group of people running it until such time as it can be
So you're saying,
put back on track,
so you're saying
make a lot of money for the people, and give people a great way of life, and also reimbursement for people in our country that were forced out of Venezuela.
So you're saying that
You said earlier today that you weren't going to back Machado to come back and be the opposition leader in your Fox and Friends interview. And then you also mentioned the vice president of Venezuela. Are you going to work with vice president of Venezuela, or how do you foresee the relationship
Well, I
going?
understand she was just sworn in, but she was, as you know, picked by Maduro. So Marco's working on that directly. Just had a conversation with her, and she's essentially willing to do what we think is necessary to make Venezuela great again.
Probably didn't give her a choice. Probably didn't give her a choice.
President Gustavo Petro, a couple weeks ago, he said he's got to watch his ass. And today, he said he's not concerned about anything happening to him in the aftermath of this operation. So, what your message is
Well,
about
he
that?
has
Yeah, they are
cocaine
not showing the
in his
president
factories where he makes cocaine
at all right now.
Yeah, I think I stick by my first statement. He's making cocaine and they're sending it into the United States. So he does have to watch his ass.
Let me see. I want to make sure that I got us caught up. Hold on. I think we are caught up. I can't even see who's asking the questions on my phone.
But it's largely a box. Remember, at the end of the day, at its core, this was an arrest of two indicted fugitives of American justice, and the department or supported the Department of Justice in that job. Now, there are broader policies,
I'm worked up, Dan.
but it's just not the kind of mission that you can pre-notify because it endangers the mission.
Lost a few friends in Iraq.
Congress has a tendency to leak. This would not be good. If they leaked, General, I think it would have been maybe a very different result. But I have to say, they knew we were coming at some point. You know, a lot of ships out there, they sort of knew we were coming. But Congress will leak, and we don't want leakers.
You were one of the only people to watch this all play out live. What was Maduro doing when the U.S. forces?
Hold on. Let me see. I can see this lady talking. Let me see if I can find her to get it right where we need it. Let's see here. It says 129.06. That's what it says. Okay.
Also, was there any point where the U.S. was considering if Maduro pushed back or resisted killing Maduro?
Could have happened. It could have happened. He was trying to get into a safe place. You know, the safe place is all steel. And he wasn't able to make it to the door because our guys were so fast. They went through the opposition so fast. There was a lot of opposition. People were wondering, did we get them by surprise? Sort of surprised, but they were waiting for something. There was a lot of opposition.
Trying to get it
There
to
was
where
a
we
lot
need
of
it.
gunfire. You saw some of it today. But he was trying to get to a safe place, which wasn't safe because we would have had the door blown up in about 47.
Yeah. When do we put the cameras on the press?
Regardless of how thick the steel was. It was a very thick door. It was a very heavy door, but he was unable to get to that door. He made it to the door. He was unable to close it.
So where is Maduro going to be in the time? Where is Maduro going to be in the time being right now? Do you know his exact
Well,
whereabouts?
eventually, ultimately, in the near future, he's going to be brought to New York.
And where is he going to be held? Where is he going to be held in New York? Do you know?
That's going to be up to the officials that do these things.
Mr. President, the U.S. has something in the mixed track record of ousting dictators without
Hold on.
necessarily.
I want to see if I can find this guy to at least get. It's hard to match it up, guys. I'm trying. See if we can see this guy talking. It should be right here. This guy right here is the one talking right now. This guy. I'm trying to find it. Still says 113. Hold on. 113.53. Okay, hold on. I'm way too far up here. My fault. My bad. Let me get you there. Well, it's way off, guys. Sorry.
Afterwards.
With
Did
me,
that weigh on your
Well,
decision?
that's why we had different presidents, but with me, that's not true. Me, we've had a perfect track record of winning. We win a lot, and we win. If you look at Soleimani, you look at al-Baghdadi, you look at the Midnight Hammer. Midnight Hammer was incredible. Right now, you wouldn't have peace in the Middle East. We have essentially peace in the Middle East because of that. If we weren't successful with Midnight Hammer, you
This
wouldn't
is
have peace in the Middle
21
East. So,
CBS News.
with me, you've had a lot of victory. You've had only victories. You've had no losses. Yeah.
How
Oh.
long do you expect the U.S. to run Venezuela, and how soon do you want Venezuela?
This guy is the one talking.
I'd like to do it quickly.
This
but
guy.
there's a period of time. We're rebuilding. We have to rebuild their whole infrastructure. Infrastructure is rotted. It's actually very dangerous. It's a blow up territory. Oil is very dangerous. It's a very dangerous thing to take out of the ground. Can kill a lot of people. Has killed a lot of people doing just that. The infrastructure is old. It's rotted. Much of it is stuff that we put there 25 years ago, and we're going to be replacing it. And we're going to take a lot of money out so that we can take care of the country.
Are you saying that Secretary Rubio and
Mr. President, China, Russia, and Iran have interests in Venezuela. How does this operation affect?
Can't see this guy, just so you know.
In terms of China and Russia, well, Russia, when we get things straightened out. But in terms of other countries that want oil, we're in the oil business. We're going to sell it to them. We're not going to say we're not going to. In other words, we'll be selling oil probably in much larger doses because they couldn't produce very much because their infrastructure was so bad. So we'll be selling large amounts of oil to other countries, many of whom are using it now, but I would say many more will come.
Are you saying that, Mr. President, are you saying that? Oh,
Mr. President, thank you. What is your message to the people of Venezuela today? Of course, the civilian population specifically, they have a lot of questions. What is your message to the people of
That
Venezuela?
you're going to have peace, justice. You're going to have some of the riches that you should have had for a long period of time was stolen from you. You're going to have peace and you're going to have safety. You're going to have justice. You're going to have a country. You're going to have a real country. You're going to have potentially a great country. You know, if you go back 20 years, maybe even a little longer ago, that was a great country, and they destroyed it. Remember I said that if we lose this election, the United States will be Venezuela on steroids. That's what would have happened. Had we lost the election, 2024 election, we suffered so badly. When you look at the border from 2020, what they did, what Joe Biden administration did to our country should never be forgotten. But if we had to go through another year of that, we would be exactly where Venezuela was in terms of, I used to say, if they win, we're going to be Venezuela on steroids, and that's what would have happened.
President, thank you. Are you saying that Secretary Hegseth and Rubio are going to be running Venezuela, and will you be sending in U.S. military
They're going
troops
to be
to
a team
provide?
that's working with the people of Venezuela to make sure that we have Venezuela right. Because for us to just leave, who's going to take over? I mean, there is nobody to take over. You have the vice president who's been appointed by Maduro, and right now she's the vice president, and she is, I guess, the president. She was sworn in as president just a little while ago. She had a long conversation with Marco, and she said, "We'll do whatever you need." I think she was quite gracious, but she really doesn't have a choice. We're going to have this done right. We're not going to just do this with Maduro, then leave like everybody else, leave and
Hey,
say,
Fairy Tales.
let it go to hell. If we just left, it has zero chance of ever coming back. We'll run it properly. We'll run it professionally. We'll have the greatest oil companies in the world going in, invest billions and billions of dollars and take out money, use that money in Venezuela. And the biggest beneficiary are going to be the people of Venezuela. And also, I can't stress this strongly enough, the people that got thrown out of Venezuela that are now in the United States, and frankly, some want to stay and some probably want to go back. Yeah.
Protect Americans in the country, and were any of the detained Americans?
Well, right now they're very
arrested?
protected because nobody's
Hey.
going to mess with them.
If you wasn't here earlier, the stream got striped. They strike. They took me down. So that's why we're on a different channel.
The people of and we let them know.
YouTube
that
wouldn't let me play the
they're not
screens.
touched one of them.
Why are you concerned that bad elements of the Maduro regime will remain in place?
Well, we know who they are. We're on them, and they're acting much differently now than they would have acted 2 days ago.
And what do you
Okay,
say
wait,
about
behind you, please.
Mr. President, why is running a country in South America America first?
Well, I think it is because we want to surround ourselves with good neighbors.
He had a good question. Why
Surround
run in a
ourselves
country in
with
South America,
stability.
putting America first? That's
We want
not.
to surround ourselves with energy. We have tremendous energy in that country. It's very important that we protect it. We need that for ourselves. We need that for the world, and we want to make sure we can protect it.
Mr. President.
Yes, sir. Please. Cuba's an interesting case. Cuba is, not doing very well right now. That system has not been a very good one for Cuba. The people there have suffered for many, many years. And I think Cuba is going to be something we'll end up talking about because Cuba is a failing
Okay, I
nation,
know that.
very badly failing
But
nation.
anything that I
And
showed
we wanna
before
help
this,
the
it
people.
strike the
It's very
channel.
similar in the sense that we want to help the people in Cuba, but we want to also help the people that were forced out of Cuba and living in this country. Do you want to say something about that, Marco?
I just gave you a statement a few minutes ago about the president's speech. Taking seriously, suffice it to say, Cuba is a disaster. It's run by incompetent, senile men, and in some cases, not senile but incompetent nonetheless. They have no autonomy. It's a total collapse. And by the way, they were all the guards that helped protect Maduro. This is well known. The whole spy agency, all that was for Cubans. I mean, they basically, it's amazing. This poor island took over Venezuela. So one of the biggest problems Venezuelans have is they have to declare independence from Cuba and try to basically colonize it from a security standpoint. So, yeah, look, if I lived in Havana and I was in the government, I'd be concerned. The president already announced a week ago that anything that's sanctioned oil, it's not going to be allowed to get there. So that's a big
The answer is yes.
Mr. President, you the U.S. aware of the location of Operation Mercado and has been contacted with her?
No.
Mr. President, on Monday.
I think it would be very tough for her to be the leader. She doesn't have the support within or the respect within the country. She's a very nice woman, but she doesn't have the respect.
Mr. President, is it possible that the U.S. ends up administrating?
Yeah, they shut me down. The stream got struck.
Well, it won't cost us anything because the money coming out of the ground is very substantial. So it's not going to cost
So
us
the U.S.
anything.
isn't going to
We
dedicate
will.
money to
We want safety there. We want to be surrounded by countries that aren't housing all of our enemies all over the world. What was happening, and you don't want to have that. But we're going to be rebuilding, and we're not spending money. The oil companies are going to go in. They're going to spend money. We're going to take back the oil that, frankly, we should have taken back a long time ago. A lot of money is coming out of the ground. We're going to get reimbursed for all of that. We're going to get reimbursed for everything that we spend. So it's going to be a very important. This is a very big evening that took place last night. We have to be surrounded by safe, secure countries. And we also have to have energy, very important. We have to have energy that's real energy, not where they're getting 4% and 5% of the energy out of the ground. You take a look, it was such a disaster. So what's going to happen with Venezuela, I think, over the next period of a year is going to be a great thing. And the people of Venezuela will be the biggest beneficiary.
Mr. President, on Monday, U.S. military. Mr. President, thank you. What did you last speak to Maduro about when you spoke? And is the
Well, I don't want to get into the
Venezuela?
conversations, but I did have conversations with him, and I said, you got to surrender. And I actually thought he was pretty close to doing so, but now he wished he did, yeah.
Mr. President, can you explain, you said that Maduro was responsible for drug trafficking. You recently pardoned the former president of Honduras who was convicted of many drug trafficking. Can you explain how these two situations are
Well,
different? And would you ever pardon Maduro?
I endorsed, as you know, the winning president, the man who won in Honduras. I endorsed the man who won in Chile. I endorsed the man who won in Argentina.
Oh, Lord.
And we are doing very well with that whole group. But the man that I pardoned was, if you could equate it to us, he was treated like the Biden administration treated a man named Trump. That didn't work out too well for them. This was a man who was persecuted very unfairly. He was the head of the country. He was persecuted very unfairly. And there are
Yes,
a
I was
number of
using the link.
and we felt that it was a very unfair
Sure was
situation
using
that
the
happened
link.
to him. He's also a party member of the man who won. So obviously the people liked what I did. And one of the reasons that was done is because of the fact that the party in power felt very strongly that that man was treated very badly. I studied it very
Hold on.
quickly. And
Yes, I was using the link, and it took my stream down for a while. A couple times the stream come back, and I went to another channel, and it struck it again. That's what took so long to get the stream back.
I studied it in great detail. I went to a lot of the people standing behind me, and they felt that that man was persecuted and treated very badly. That's why I gave him a pardon.
You referenced boots on the ground earlier. To sort of button this up, do you envision the U.S. military having a presence in Venezuela as the U.S. runs that?
Well, no, we're going to have a presence in Venezuela as it pertains to oil because we have to have, we're sending our expertise in. So you may need something, not very much. But no, we're going to be taking out a tremendous amount of wealth out of the ground. And that wealth is going to the people of Venezuela and people from outside of Venezuela that used to be in Venezuela. And it goes also to the United States of America in the form of reimbursement for the damages caused us by that country. So I want to thank you all very much. Thank you. You have one? Yes.
Americans worried about
You were so nice
escalation.
before. I'm going to give you the final question. Go
Thank
ahead.
you, Mr.
Unless it's a
President.
bad question, in
It's
which
about
case
food.
I'll go one way. It's about
It's about Putin. If you want
about food. Well, that's
Okay.
always nice.
You had a phone. You had a phone call with him on Monday. Did he talk at all about Maduro? Did you talk about this?
No, we didn't.
And
We
then-
never spoke about it.
Of course,
Are
we
you
didn't
mad at
talk to
him
him
right now?
about it.
There's this
I'm not thrilled
intelligence.
with Putin. I'm not thrilled with Putin.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
killing
it's-
too many people.
Don't be saying that.
I
Russia's
thought
pretty
that would
fucking
be
big.
so- I settled 8 1/4 war. You know what the 1/4 was? Thailand, Cambodia. I did it again. They broke out, and I did it in about 5 hours, and I settled it. I'm giving myself 1/4, so I'm up to now 8 1/4. In other words, I settled the war, but then they broke out. They had a pretty bad breakout over the last 4 days. I got them to.
Gonna try to get this caught up with him talking. They finally
So I
moved
only
it back
gave
to him.
1/4. I thought the easiest one would be, one of the easier ones would be Russia, Ukraine. It's not. And they both have done some pretty bad things. And look, that's Biden's war. That's not my war. But I want to stop the lives. Did you see where last month, 30,000, this last, it was 27,000 the month before. 30,000, mostly soldiers, were killed this last month. 30,000. I want to stop that. You know, I got NATO to pay 5% instead of the 2% that they weren't paying. They weren't paying 2, now they pay 5. And we send them a lot of munitions, we send them a lot of things, missiles and various other things, a lot. And they pay. The United States is not losing money. We're probably making money on that. It's the last thing I care
An hour
about.
ago,
I
it
just
was
wanna
live.
stop all those people. We're losing 25, 30,000 human
Probably an
beings.
hour and a half
They
now.
come from 2 places that are very far away. But if I can stop, because it's something I've been pretty good at doing, deals, I guess, it's all a deal. Life is a big deal. But if I can stop that war and stop 30,000 young people, in addition to the fact that people are being killed in Kiev, people are being killed in other cities, you know, a much smaller number, but they're being killed, viciously killed. So I'm not happy about it. I thought that would be something that would get solved. We have Mr. Witkoff here. I think that we're making progress, but that's a war that should have never happened. If I were president, it would have never happened. Putin says it. Everybody says it. If I were president, that would have never happened. But I inherited that war. That was Joe Biden, Zelensky, and Putin. I came into the situation, and it's a mess. And I will say this. I watched an operation last night that was so precise. It was so brilliant. I mean, it was incredible. If we had our people, like this general. And
We
our
got people there
involved,
now. We've got
that
ships
war-
over there.
That war would not have gone on.
We already have people there.
That war, to use an old term, that war has become a bloodbath. And we wanted to get something. Thank you very much.
Hey, I'm gonna stop it.
Secretary, can you talk about your conversation with the Vice President?
They're not gonna talk about anything else. Let me show you guys something. I'm gonna show you where we got zapped. You might have to go back and watch the live to see where we got zapped because it might not show it here. It should. There it is. Was watching. He was talking and zapped us right there. See it? We was watching, we was listening, and all of a sudden this is what we got. There you go. That's what we got. I want to show you guys something else too, off subject, but we're going to talk about this. So, listen. Hey, Rick, come here. Yes. I want to hear what you got to say. Are you scared? Then come talk. Let's hear what Rick's got to say. Scaredy pants. Well, I don't see you coming in here. Come on. Oh, they're all calling you a wimp. You better come. They're all saying you're wimpy. Yeah, they did. Yes, they said Rick is a wimp. Rick won't stand up to Rock. Rick won't say what he thinks. Here he comes, guys. Hey, Eagle Stars and Stripes. Okay, tell us your opinion.
Opinion about what?
Well, you're in there mumbling
It
while
needed to be done because that fucking Nick Maduro was a fucking douchebag. And he fucking
okay.
is a dictator. And
I agree with that. I agree with that. But why are we going to run Venezuela?
We're not running. He said until we get a transition. Did you not read what they said?
Yes, and I listened.
They said we're going to run Venezuela until there's a peaceful transition.
Yeah, that's.
We're not taking over the whole country forever.
Do you know what gaslighting is?
Okay, yeah.
That's what he's doing.
No, he's not.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Because listen, I voted for Trump too, but fuck. He wants accolades on everything he fucking does. We didn't get thanked for that. We didn't get credit for that. You're gonna get credit when you send our soldiers over and they get killed. That's the kind of credit you're gonna get. You better go back and watch it again. Better go watch it again. Don't hide Rick. He won't get on the camera. Yes, he is. He is afraid. Don't even kid yourself. Don't even kid yourself. Well, listen, I hope I don't have to say I told you so. Honestly. I hope I don't have to say I told you so. It just don't seem good to me. Don't seem good at all. I kicked myself out. That was on me. Hawkeye says we still love you, Rick. Even though he's gonna be sleeping out in the camper. No sound? Can you guys not hear me? Hopefully you can hear me. Oh, so there's one more thing I want to show you guys too. Actually, there's a couple things. That was it on the Trump thing. So the people that came in just because of the Trump thing, I appreciate you being here. Appreciate everybody's opinion. I'm very strong-headed. I have my own opinion. And again, I hope I'm wrong. I do hope I'm wrong. I always hope I'm wrong, especially when it comes to stuff like that. But I will say, if we do end up in a war, that their son-in-laws and their sons all need to go. Just like our sons and our grandkids need to go. Because they will be the ones going. Theirs need to go too. That's how I feel about that. Need to send them all. Send them all. Okay, I want to show you guys this too. Remember there was 3 girls missing in Texas, right? again, I stayed up all night. So there was 3 missing in Texas. They found the one that was missing in Houston. Okay. Missing Houston girl found. Wait till you see this. That's what happens when you stay up all night. You're just looking at everything. The police found her. They found the girl. They talked to her. They had her parents on the phone. She's 24. She refused to talk to her parents. And now they're complaining that the police didn't do enough. Let's see here. Police talks to her. Now watch me not be able to find it. Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Ms. Marquez, please.
Stop. You're going to go to handcuffs.
Excuse me.
Stop. You're going to go to handcuffs. You're going to be detained.
You're
Stop.
detained
This
right
is
now.
the girl that was missing in a
Stay
car
right there.
was parked on the side road downtown Houston.
You're a missing.
You haven't identified me.
We just saw you right now. Stop. You're going in handcuffs. I'm telling you right now. I am not playing with you.
Relax, Ms.
Stop.
Marquez. Please.
Where are you
We
gonna
don't.
take me? And then what's gonna happen?
Relax.
What
We're
if you're
trying to explain the
Yes,
situation.
Okay,
the girl
tell me
that
what's
left her
gonna happen
hotel. Yes.
Okay. We need to contact
Something's not going on. She didn't
Right now,
talk to
it's
her.
saying you're a missing person. We have an obligation to.
Okay, you found me. Congratulations. I'm 24 years old. I am an adult. I am not
Stop. You're not ready to
missing.
go. Stop. You're not
You
ready to go.
found me.
You're not ready to
Congratulations.
go. Stop.
Okay, what
You
is this?
found me. That's it.
Okay, there was 3 women missing in Texas. One's been found dead, and these parents were on here begging for help. The police found this girl. She was in Houston. She had a hotel. She didn't make it back to her hotel. She left her car parked in the middle of downtown, just on the roadway, and walked away from it. Well, they finally found her. Here we go.
I'm 24 years old. I am an adult. I am my own
Endangering yourself
person.
or others yet.
I'm not.
You just
I'm not
being detained
a
right now.
I cannot be detained without reason.
Well, you are being detained. You exist for a reason. Because you're reporting a missing person with mental illness. Therefore, you're being detained.
Same girl. Yes.
Please stop. This is useless. Stop. Stop.
Give me a reason.
I'll pull it up.
Where do I have to go?
You're a missing
Okay, so then you
Uh-oh, what happened here?
Hey, I got someone in the back. Outside.
They cut it short. Hold on.
Ms. Marquez, please.
Stop. You're going to go to handcuffs.
So her parents were on the phone with the police. They had a news crew there talking to the parents, and they were saying that the Houston police didn't do enough and that they should have took her to a hospital and have her evaluated. And they were saying, the Houston police says she's 24 years old. She wasn't distraught. They had EMS come check her, and there was nothing wrong with her. So she ran away from her family for a reason. Now, by law, the police can't make her talk to her family. She's 24 years old. They must have pulled the other one down. Maybe this is it. Nope. Maybe this is it.
The moment Jersey Village officers approached Sydney Marquez overnight.
She had been missing for weeks, and even though her family believes she's going through a mental crisis right now, Jersey Village PD is defending their decision to let her go, a move her family still doesn't agree with tonight.
Orko Manna joins us live from the Jersey Village Police Department with the video and much more. Orko.
Well, Mia, Jersey Village police say after speaking with Sydney Marquez, officers determined that she was not in danger, adding that she requested to leave of her own free will. But Sydney's family, who still hasn't heard from her, tells me that they believe police should have done more.
With somebody that was found murdered. It's 3 separate cases. And because the parents, you'll see here, the parents are pissed off because they didn't take her to a hospital, but she's 24 years old. She can be missing if she wants to be missing.
To help her.
You stay right there. We won't put you.
What I get paid for?
Exclusive ring camera video shows Jersey Village police officers speaking with who's believed to be 24-year-old Sydney Marquez. She was reported missing on December 11th, and more than 3 weeks later, someone spotted Sydney around 1 o'clock this
I left
morning
the Idaho
near
Star. I
Seattle
can't do
Street
it
and
anymore.
Senate Avenue. Officers responded and recognized Sydney from a missing person flyer.
Right now, it's saying you're a missing person. We have an obligation to.
Okay, you found me. Congratulations. I'm 24 years old. I am an adult. I am not missing. You found me. Congratulations.
Police say after speaking with Sydney, officers determined that the legal criteria for an emergency detention order were not met. EMS did a medical evaluation and found no visible signs of trauma and no need for further medical attention. Police say Sydney asked to be let go, and as an adult, she was released and removed from missing status.
And all they did was take her vitals. That's not a proper mental health, psychiatric evaluation.
Sydney's family tells me they don't agree with police who say Sydney did not appear to be in
They
crisis.
didn't thank the
What do
police
you
for
make of
finding
that?
their daughter
This is
either.
exactly what we were worried about. The cops finding her, releasing her, saying that she's simply not at risk because she's not suicidal. But it doesn't mean that her behaviors are safe. It doesn't mean that she has the capacity to make these decisions.
Loved ones say Sydney is bipolar, hasn't been taking her medication, and should have been brought to a hospital for questioning.
Have them determine Sydney's state of mind, not the police officers. Someone who knows how to handle this diagnosis.
Police say officers offered Sydney hotel accommodations and food, but she refused. The resident whose ring camera captured the initial encounter this morning tells me it appears officers did everything they could.
They were basically very professional, and she seemed not too eager to go with them. The young lady seemed very aware of the situation.
Now, Orko, did Sydney's family at least get a chance to speak with her while she was with the officers?
Ron, her family tells me that they were on the phone with police while Sydney was with officers, but she refused to speak with them. Reporting live from Jersey Village tonight, Orko Manna, KHOU 11 News.
Okay. Let me stop this. Okay. There was that. Anyway, since we covered that the other day, I wanted to go over it. Now, what did you want me to look up? Rock, you need to watch Z Just Doing podcast. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find that. Kicked myself out again. Hold on. Okay. See if I can find what you're talking about. Got to babysit. There you go. Much love to you. Okay. Is it Z Just Doing? Z Just Doing? Z Just Doing podcast? Oh, let me add this back on. Okay. If there was a problem, there should be a paper trail. That's right. Sounds like something's going on. That girl didn't want to be found, right? Now let's see if I can get this. Am I spelling that right? Z Just Doing podcast. All right. Yeah, I did. Listen, I was really into the Idaho 4. That's what brought me to the YouTube. It's definitely what brought me to the YouTube. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing what you asked me to look for. I don't see it. Did you tell me right? I want to show you guys something else too. Tell me that again. Did you give that to me right? I came across something. Listen, when you don't get no sleep, you surf the streets. Find a lot of things you want to look at. Found something else that I found really interesting too. But I can't. I'm going to show it to you so you guys can look it up. I screenshotted it because it was very interesting. Okay, let me find this guy that I was watching last night so I can share it with you. Okay. Back in bed listening, huh? Get your rest. Okay. This guy's from New York. And you're going to see why I was watching it. Now, I'm sure if I tried to play his channel, it would be really bad. So I'm just going to show it to you. And I'll share in the link for anybody that wants. He had quite a bit of stuff on here. He talks about the I-70 murders. He talks about a still open case in Kansas City, Kansas. I'm going to share this in the chat, though. That way, if you guys want to go check it out, you can. I'm still going to show you what he's got to say. Just. Okay. Give me just a second, because I got this here. Okay. So this guy here, I want to say he was a police officer, and then he became a journalist. But a month ago, he's got several stuff on here. He did a thing about Kansas. I watched so many of his things last night. What was the one about Kansas? Looks so different on my TV. Okay, I'm just going to go down. But yeah, he talks about how the I-70 murders was never solved. There's a lot. Several. But it has Kansas in it, in the name. Maybe it's a little longer than a month ago. I just screenshotted the name because I knew I'd forget it. Let me look on my phone. It says a month ago, and it had is a serial killer really on the prowl? Oh, that's what took me there. Is a serial killer really on the prowl in Houston's bayous? That's what started it. And it was a month ago. That's what got me to the channel, and I started watching. He's got a bunch of police officers that come on there and thinks there's a serial killer in the bayou. Right here, this one. I watched it last night. Stop it. Wait, it was over. And now, mind you, there's been, 6 more bodies in the last month. So that was a good one. Is a serial killer really on the prowl in Houston bayous? And then he did one on Kansas. Like I said, it has Kansas City on it. Never caught the guy. And they're talking about how it was all, with the DNA, they should be able to catch him. I've been asking about the 10 killings in New Orleans. Listen, I still think they got a serial killer in Houston. Too many bodies. Over 60 bodies in a year. It's a lot. And he did one for Kansas. Of course, now that I'm trying to find it for you, I can't find it. Missouri's 5 most twisted crimes. But it has Kansas in the title. I watched actually several of them last night. But he said one of his subs wrote him and asked him to do one on Kansas, so he did. Can I do this? Let's see here. Can I do it with a search here? See if I can type Kansas in here. Kansas most terrifying crimes ever. That was it. That was the one I watched because I could see the red. Anyway, you might want to go check it out. Yes, still open in Wichita, Kansas. But the I-70 killers, let's see if I can just pull it up and show you just where all the bodies were. I don't want to get zapped for sharing his channel. They go over, this is I-70 killers, or killings. That was the one from Wichita right there.
They stayed
Auto
late
shop.
that day to.
But he goes over every one of them that was killed, and he does a map.
Sandy blonde or reddish hair, thin with lazy eyelids, always targeting small special. Occurred in Texas.
He does a map on it. 770 liquor. Says the guy got away with it. I thought he did a map. Anyway, goes over every one of these killings. And it wasn't just women that got killed.
Leading Brossman.
And then this guy was killed in Kansas, out by Gardner, this African-American guy. And they said it was a hate crime. It's never been solved either. I've never heard of La Saint-Jean, Kansas. This whole 29 minutes was really good. They never found who murdered this guy. They exhumed the body, reopened it, said police never took it seriously, and the FBI came in several years later and reopened it. And then the poet stalker almost looks like the BTK out of Wichita. And I don't want to tell you what happened with that one, but that one was crazy too. And that was right here in Wichita. And it was going on while Dennis Rader was doing his shit. So then there's this one. The Carr brothers in the Wichita Massacre. That was that one. And then I think it's this one that's out of Kansas City right here. John Edward Robertson. Yeah, this guy killed a bunch of women. And they never got to charge him. And he was from Lenexa, Kansas, in that area. So, anyway, it's very interesting. Go check it out. Let me see if I can find that just podcasting again. Anyway, let me share the link again. Go give him a follow. Check him out. You don't have to subscribe to him if you don't want to. But he had some interesting stuff on there. Yes, back to her. Why can't she stay missing? I don't know. I think we covered all that. I want to make sure I answered all your questions. She wants to disappear at 24. She should be able to. I started in the Idaho 4, but once I thought BK was innocent, once he said he did it, I walked away from that case. Okay, we did all that. Hey, Gail. Got to babysit. There's a real problem. Yeah, we covered that. Noelle's back in bed. Been asking about the 10 killings in New Orleans. I don't think I know about the 10 killings in New Orleans. The I-10, huh? I'll have to look that up. Thanks, Dan. Listen, I just get frustrated. Really frustrated. Because it just seems like it's not going to be good. Okay? And he's mad at Putin. Oh, wow. Okay. Mad at Putin. Where's that going to get him? Okay. Now we just need just podcasting. I should have had to go find it and tag it in the thing. and get signed on my. Okay. I'll go to my YouTube so I can type it. Won't find anything on the I-10? You'd be surprised at what we can find. Sometimes it's just from watching, you watch something and you let something come up after it instead of, you know, backing out of it to watch. That's how I found that other guy that was just on there. Okay. Get back to my life. I found that other guy. Oops. And I'm talking. Okay. You said it's called Just Podcasting, huh? I watch a Just Podcasting, but it's country rap. Just doing podcasting. Okay. Listen, I'm going to say this. I'm only going to say it once. I might have pissed Justin off, but I mean, he comes up on the panel, he leaves his mic on, and he's watching TV, and we can't discuss what we need to discuss. So I've not been letting him up on the panel, and I think I made him mad. So it is what it is. Okay, so there's Just Doing Podcasting 2.0, but that I know that's country rap. Tell me if I'm in the right spot on what you wanted me to look at. I think BTK was in my house once about 2 years before arrest. He was Rick's neighbor. Rick used to live in Park City. My grandpa was the sheriff here during that time, many times. My grandpa's passed now, but very true. I don't see this Just Podcasting. The only one I see is this one, and this is country rap. Yeah, this is country rap. So I'm not sure. My goodness, sad stuff found out. YouTubers, unbearable and unbelievable. I don't know what it is. Maybe I can get it next time. Are you still here, Fairy Tales? She might have had to go. Is she the one that had to go babysit? Listen, my brain ain't working too good because I stayed up all night. Anyway, I'm not going to keep you guys on here much longer. We'll try to pay attention to what's going on. She had to go. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was her. We'll do it next time she gets on here. I did make a couple songs. I played them earlier. I'm very opinionated, and I have my ways and the way I think. And you're your own people, and you have a right to feel the way you feel and the way you think. So, and when Hawkeyes called me earlier, I was telling her about all this, and I said, I'm going to go live. This has really got me worked up. And Rick was in the living room working me up more. I'll just say that. He was working me up more. Yes, Hawkeyes did a good job. Everybody did a good job. Appreciate everybody in here. If you were new to the channel, love having you. We covered the Kansas Moms case, Veronica Butler and Julian Kelly, 2 women that was murdered in the Panhandle by 5 God's misfits. We will be making a trip to the Panhandle around January 23rd. 3 of the 5 took a plea deal. Granny, the one that supposedly had the brains of it, Tiffany Adams, she's up for sentencing in January. And Tad Coleman, her boyfriend, the only one with the outside attorney who is fighting it, he's got some status hearings in January. So around the 23rd and the 28th, I believe it is. Anyway, we're going to be down in the Panhandle because that's what brought us all together here was the Kansas Moms case. And we're going to stay on top of it. We were boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. And then we cover as many more cases as we can. Don't feel bad about Justin. sweet kid, but after he had the camera on and someone was taking off the clothes during he caught it, I said, oh no, he needs to go. Yes, absolutely. He was not contributing. And I'm just going to be flat honest with you. Many people hit me up and said, please don't let him back up there. So it's all of our channel. And again, he always has his mic on and he's not contributing. So, and he really throws me off track too. But I was trying to be nice. I guess he goes to all the channels and tries to get on the panel. He's just going to have to find another channel. Because you know me, I'm trying to get it down to where I'm just on for an hour and that's it. Met him as a dog catcher and a week later come home to door open and yada, 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 3 different times. So you're from this area? You're from Wichita? Are you from Wichita? I'm going to assume you are. You don't have to answer. Well, you can just, if you're from this, I'm 57. I'm 57 years old. But I'm telling you, my grandpa was the sheriff many times during the BTK era. Then he also was attorney general for Kansas. And after he was done being the sheriff, he was a criminal defense attorney, did that for over 40 years. And he just passed away a couple years ago. So. Listen, I graduated in 86, and I remember I got a duplex, and it was right over on Hydraulic and Lincoln. And BTK had killed a woman over there. And I worked 2 jobs and went to high school. And the first thing I would do is check my phone line. And if my phone line wasn't working, I was calling my grandpa, and he was sending the sheriff to come check my house. But I do remember being scared as shit. And the main thing with BTK is you check your phone line. That was crazy. You know, that guy that I just showed you, also, he did a thing with Susan Peters. And I didn't realize that he was sending shit to Susan Peters' house. The BTK was. And she was scared to death. Never realized that. He was the sheriff. So you have city and then you have sheriff. Sheriff has a bigger area. And actually, if something happens with the city, the sheriff comes and investigates. He was the sheriff of Sedgwick County. Vernon Miller. There you go. What he said about it? He was really, I wish my dad would have been alive when they caught him. My dad died in that January, and they caught him in April. So that's kind of crazy. And I have a friend that runs El Dorado. Oh, let me finish on this. That runs El Dorado, and I guess Dennis is not doing too good. He won't shower anymore. They bring a shower to his cell, and he won't shower anymore. He's not doing very good. But the guy that was doing all the serial killings out of Lenexa, he is also at El Dorado prison. So you got BTK there, you got the Carr brothers there, and that guy from Lenexa, Kansas, that was a serial killer. Also, there at El Dorado. Well, there you go. I just told you who he was. My family, a lot of law enforcement in my family. A lot. And then I was a state investigator for the state of Kansas. Well, his daughter, she was trying to help. I'm not a fan of hers, okay? I'll just say that. So his wife, Paula, she ran the convenience store there in Park City off of Broadway. And everybody thought she was really nice. When all this happened, I believe it's Montana she went to. She took the kids and took off out of here. And she's living her life. And then the daughter, Carrie, she has a podcast and goes around talking about her dad a lot. But her name's Carrie. She's been on a lot of shows. Dennis Rader's daughter, Carrie. Yeah. So that link that I shared, I'll share it again. He had a lot of good stuff in his channel. And he's got, I think, 285,000 subs. So he's got a big channel. I don't know. I might send him an email and ask him if Larry Hatterberg, yep. A girl I went to school with, let me think of what her name is, because that's been a long time ago, and she's my friend. Her name's Carrie. Her dad was one of the detectives in that. He lived in Mulvane. Her mom and dad got divorced. He lived in Mulvane, and he ended up passing away from cancer. God dang. And then another friend of mine was married to LeMunyon, if you remember that name. Yes, he was a great sheriff. You know, I can't tell you how many people has come in here and talk shit on my grandpa, but listen, my grandpa was a good dude, loved his job. Also adopted out a victim's baby to his brother, and he had no idea his brother had murdered the mom. Oh my gosh. Larry Hatterberg, yep. Gosh, I wish I could remember my friend's last name. I think these innocent wives know little more than letting go. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if Rick's got a shed out there and he's got a different lock on it, you don't want me in, and he's got a closet right inside the front door, and he's got a lock on it for me not to get in, let me tell you, I'm going to get in that sumbitch. You know, it's hard to believe that his wife Paula didn't do some snooping. You know, it's crazy. I'm so glad he was caught, though. So glad he was caught. I still remember he sent that. He asked if he sent a floppy disk if they could trace it, and LeMunyon and them said no, we can't trace it. And they sent that disk and they traced it, and that's how they caught him. Do I watch Stranger Things? No, I have not. I can't remember the storyline, laugh out loud. I need to basically rewatch the whole thing. Am I the only one? I have not watched Stranger Things. Not that I'm against it, because I could. While there, you should take in the Yellow Brick Road. Where's the Yellow Brick Road? What do you mean? I mean, I think they painted bricks at O.J. Watson Park, Yellow Brick Road. Oh my God, I got to tell you guys, this is so funny. Actually, I made a song. Anyway, Journey, friend of ours from the channel, is here staying a month. And we went driving last night. She did some videos, got some of the Keeper of the Plains and the Christmas lights, right? Well, she posted them last night. And of course, I didn't get no sleep. So, you know, I saw them. So I went to our live last night when we went to Petco and their dog shit in the Petco store. And I screen recorded that video and I sent it to her. And I said, don't forget to put this video on Murphy's channel. And I also did a song. I did a song for her. Hold on, let's see if I can find it. It was so hilarious. I thought it was funny. You know me and my songs. And so I sent her, she was sleeping, and I sent her all that stuff, and I sent her the songs. Yeah, I'm a hot mess. I know I'm a hot mess. Let's see. It says, forgot the assignment at Petco is what I named it. Okay. Let's see if I can play it for you guys.
Journey said Petco run, just in and out. Journey said Petco run, just in and out. Ear powder, mission, no fooling about. Rock said, girl, that dog gonna drop a load. Journey, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I gotta do it at now. I gotta do it at now. I'ma do it at now.
What in
yeah. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I gotta do me that now. I gotta do me that now. I'ma do me that now.
We're gonna get out of that and come back to it because something don't sound right about that. It sounded way better than that. Something's dragging that app down. Let's get back in it. But yeah, I named it the assignment at the Petco. Let's see here. Forgot the assignment at Petco. What? You know, this app sometimes is so weird. The app is weird at times. Let me sign out and I'll sign back in because here we go. I think I just get too much in it, you know. Or maybe I got slow on me and it was good for you guys. That's okay. We'll do it again. Continue. It don't take but a second to sign back in. 6, 0, 5, 7, 2. Oops. Okay. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. See what I mean? Now it's not wanting to give the library. It will, though. Well, for fuck's sake. Of course, when I want to play something for you, it's going to mess up. Oh, let me see chat and see what you guys are saying. There we go. It brought it back up. Okay. Oh, hold on. Is it not playing? Jesus. Rock needs to get more sleep, huh? I thought it was playing for you. Jesus Christ. My bad again. Okay, here we go.
Journey said Petco run, just in and out. Ear powder mission, no fooling about.
Thank you.
Rock said, girl, that dog gonna drop a load. Journey laughed, nah, I'll drag him down the road. Can't poop when he's skidding, ain't got no chance. Confidence high, no second glance. Leash in hand, swagger strong, but Murphy been waiting all along. Forgot the assignment, aisle number 3. Murphy saw freedom, said this one's on me. Big old splat on the Petco floor. Journey stepped in and smashed, nice war. Rock started gagging, couldn't even look. Petco worker grabbing paper towels and hooks. Rock started gagging, couldn't even look. Petco worker grabbing paper towels and hooks. Shopping for treats, sniffing the toys. Murphy said, bet I'll make some noise. Dropped the bomb like a four-legged crow. Journey turned round too late, oh no. Soul met gold, it was fate. Shoe got baptized in K9 hate. Rock leaned back, hand on chest. Dry heaving like he failed a test. Got the assignment, Petco disaster. Murphy moved quick, moving faster and faster. Journey yelling, Lord help me please. While Scrub and Dog do our brand new shoes with ease. Yeah, new shoes with ease. Rock said, I can't help, I'm about to die. Petco working like ma'am, yeah, that's a lie. I ain't gonna lie. Paper towel spray, dignity gone. Murphy just chilling like nothing went wrong. Forgot the assignment, but learned a lesson. Never trust a dog with digestive aggression. Petco survived, shoes not so much. Rock still gagging at the memory touch. Murphy wagged his tail, mission complete. Journey said next time, curb before treats. Rock said I'm driving, you cleaning the ride, and Petco will remember that day for a while.
So anyway, we went. It's nice chatting with you too, Liz. We went running around yesterday, and we went to Walmart, and then we went to Petco, and she took Murphy in with her, and I said, "Is he gonna shit in there?" And she said, "Oh no, I'll just drag him on his leash. He can't shit when I'm dragging him." Well, she got busy looking at something, and she wasn't dragging him. I come around the corner. I said, "You ready to go, Freddie?" And I looked down. I said, "Oh, he shit." And she had stepped in it. And so she had it all over her shoes. Anyway, you had to be watching live. It was funny as shit. I thought it was funny. But the original one I did, I went back and added more to it of what happened. But there was the original one I did. I named it the shit. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Heard mess.
What a shit! Oh, what a shit! Birdman! Murphy dropped it. Journey stepped in it. Yes, 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 yeah. Walk that out and totally stressed. Slip, step, stop. Oh, what a shit! Walking through Petco, just another day. Leashes and treats and toys on display. Murphy's tail wagging, cruising the floor when nature said now, right by aisle 4. No warning sign, no time to confess. Just one bad moment turned into a mess. Oh, what a shit for a mess. Murphy dropped it, Journey stepped in it. Yes, yes. Rock that aisle in total distress. Slip, step, step. Oh, what a shit forward mess. What a shit. Oh, what a shit. Journey looked down like, what is this fate? Brand new shoes meeting something not great. Employees froze, customer stared. Someone yelled, hose dog. Nobody cared. Paper towels flying like an SOS. Clean up crew called cold brown distress. Oh, what a shit forward mess. Petco legend, never forget. Murphy proud, Journey stress. Slip, step, stop. Oh, what a shit forward. A shit forward mess. Step, stop. Oh, what a shit forward. A shit forward mess. Should've watched where you walk. How much? Power cord slam. Should've brought them poop bags. Oh, what a shit forward mess. Laugh it off, it's life I guess. From Petco blog to story success. Slip, step, stop. Oh, what a shit. A shit forward mess. Slip, step, stop. Oh, what a shit. A shit forward mess. Murphy strutting, Journey survived another day that went slightly sideways. Wow, fade out with crowd chanting. Shit, bird, shit, bird.
Anyway, that was the shitbird mess. I thought it was hilarious. Definitely hilarious. And and Murphy, his diaper was all wet too. We was having no luck at all. He smelled like pee too. Poor guy. Love the beat. Thank you. It was funny. It was funny. I made one for Wesson and Smith because I was showing Hawkeye some things on how to do it. Pretty interesting. A lot of fun. But tell you what, we'll go live again Tuesday. Hopefully everybody can make it here. Go live again Tuesday. Catch up on some things. And we're going to get out of here. I'm an 80s girl too. Listen, you'll see that all the beats are pretty much kind of the same because I like 80s rock and rap. So that's right. You know I'll help you with anything. And please go sub over to Hawkeye's Loves Nature. She's going to start doing more stuff on her channel too. She got real busy at work. You know, work comes first. That's what pays the bills. Because you ain't going to make money on YouTube. Yeah, me too. Me and Journey's been singing karaoke, and she says if we keep practicing, we're going to be really good. We're going to be ahead of you ladies. So when we go to the Panhandle and everybody's singing karaoke, we'll already be on top of it. I just bought a pack of Mel wraps because the ones I ordered. Yeah, she ordered some. She ordered some potty pads and she ordered some the diaper things. The diaper things didn't come in, so she was making adjustments to help. And anyway, she picked up some from Petco, so it all worked out. But we was just not having good luck with Murphy yesterday. We're gonna be on top of it. Noelle, it was good to see you, love. Absolutely good to see you. I'm gonna play this last song on the way out of here, and we'll see you guys Tuesday. Tuesday around 7 or 7:30. I'll make sure I post it at least the day before, so that everybody knows that we're going live. And me and Journey will get out and start running around some more because she's going to make some more videos. But she did put some videos on her channel. Go check them out. And we'll have to go make some more. Make some more videos. Okay, here we go.
Small town lights on the midnight road. Mama's praying by the radio. Suits on TV talking strong and loud, but boots hit dirt when the dust comes down. Promises made from far away. Every word sends them into harm's way. Maps and lines drawn in someone's hand, but it's our kids bleeding in foreign land. Before the shouting, before the pride, look in the eyes of the ones who fight. Pray for the soldiers standing tall when the mighty rise and the young ones fall. They give their strength, they give their lives, while power talks and truth survives. Pray for the soldiers night and day. They're the ones who always pay. Pickup trucks and Friday nights, high school dreams and stars and stripes. Now it's helmets, letters home, counting days till they're back alone. You can't run the world without pushback pain. Every action brings a hurricane. War ain't numbers, it ain't a game. It's folded flags and whispered names. Before you choose the road of fire, kneel down first and pray harder. Pray for the soldiers, hearts of steel, still flesh and blood. They still feel, they stand the line, they take the blame, while leaders argue who's to blame. Pray for the soldiers, hear them pray. They're the ones who always pay. Steel guitar cries like a midnight train. Electric strings scream the weight of pain. No red or blue in a foxhole deep. Just brothers swearing their souls to keep. Pray for the soldiers, brave and true, for everyone who never knew if they'd make it home to open doors or be a name on marble floors. Pray for the soldiers, strong and torn. May they all see another dawn. Church bells ring, candles glow, from back roads to the Superdome. No matter politics or blame, protect the ones who fight in our name. Red, white, blue on the evening news. Maps with arrows, headlines choose. Another country, another line. Drawn in a room nowhere near the front line. They say freedom, they say peace. But every promise comes with a price increase. Mothers praying, boots on sand. Another flag in another land. They talk in boardrooms, polished and clean. Never hear the sound of a war machine. Never look a soldier in the eye when they sign their name and say comply. Is it freedom or is it oil tonight? Is it justice or another fight? Can you run a country from a desk and a phone and not face the fire when the truth comes home? Venezuela cries, America stands, blood on the deal, all in the hands. We gotta ask before the rockets roar, what are we really fighting for? Caracas streets, shadows and fear, families praying the tanks don't appear. Sanctions bite, hunger grows while the rich stay warm and the poor feel cold. They say regime, they say control, but every empire writes the same old scroll. History whispers if you listen close, power always comes with blowback blows. You can't own a nation like a piece of land. You can't rule hearts with an iron hand. Push too hard and the world will fight back. Every action leaves a crack. Is it freedom or is it oil tonight? Is it justice or another fight? Can you rule a land with no recourse shown and act surprised when the seeds are sown? Venezuela bleeds, America prays, soldiers pay for the choices made. Before we open another door, tell me what we're really fighting for. Pray for the soldiers, sons and daughters, caught in the crossfire of oil and power. Pray for the people on both sides of the line, used like chips in a high-stakes game of time. If we don't learn, we repeat the past. Every empire thinks it'll be the last. Is it freedom or is it oil tonight? Truth or money in neon light. You can't run the world without pushback pain. Every throne shakes, every chain breaks. Venezuela stands, America too. We're more than headlines, more than crew. Before we send one soldier more